I'm Pat here, and I'm at PJ Farm. We're USDA certified organic farm. We do deep south organic gardening. Today we're going to talk about sweet potatoes. Now, when you start working with sweet potatoes, you're going to be doing some work. Some people say it's their favorite job on the whole farm. First, you got to clear out the vines. You got to come in. You're going to have to clear spots so you can work with the soil. You can dig up the potatoes. You got to do a lot of vine clearing. Now, besides the fact that you're making room for digging them up, the sad part is that you're getting rid of the vine. They've discovered now that the sweet potato vine has many has many wonderful benefits to it. They find that it's very high in the vitamin Bs, and that it also is very high in minerals and nutrients. It's very high in the vitamin Bs, and it's very high in minerals and nutrients than any other leafy green. It's also they've done some research on it, and they have learned that it helps to lower your cholesterol. We'll take the vine. It's a beautiful vine. We'll take them during the year when they're growing beautifully. We'll put them in our salads. I'll juice them. You can stir fry them. They're absolutely wonderful. Nice little leafy green. It's another benefit for the kitchen table. When we plant our sweet potatoes, we do a mound in the middle. We've discovered through trial and error that it's much easier to dig them up. You only have to dig on the side of the mound and pull them up to get these big, beautiful, gorgeous looking sweet potatoes. These are a wonderful thing to have on the farm. Aren't those gorgeous? Look at this. Look at that color. That color is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so sweet potatoes, whenever we start a new garden, sweet potatoes are the first thing that we put in. They're great for the soil. They help loosen up the tough soil that's impacted. They're great for helping loosen up the sandy soils that have nothing in them. They add nitrogen to the ground. They also are a great weed cover. They shade out any of the weeds. They're one of the first things that we put in any new garden. And as you see, this is a relatively new garden. Look at that soil. That's absolutely beautiful. That is rich and deep and dark. Okay, so we've got this wheelbarrow full of sweet potatoes from 3 rows that are 12 feet long, 36 feet. We're between probably 125 and 150 pounds. So now we're going to take these over to the curing house. We're going to lay them out. We're going to cure them for several weeks. Let them do their thing over there. We're going to come back. We're going to finish up another 12-foot row over here for the next couple of weeks. And we're done digging up sweet potatoes for this week. Okay, so here we're in our curing house, and when you dig up sweet potatoes, you need to cure them for at least 2 weeks to start before you start eating them. It's ideal to cure them at least at 70 degrees. In a dark environment, a little bit helps tremendously. Also, you can take them, you don't want to store them below 55 because that can cause a fungi, and that can cause the fungi which grows on the sugar in the sweet potatoes, and that can be a major problem. So watching your temperature is important on that fact. But you lay them out so where they can get some nice air. You see that we've got them on this is part of an old wire fence on 2 sawhorses and some boards. And so we've got them sitting on here. Little fingerlings are on some sacks here. And they're just out here curing. As they're ready to go, we just take them, we put them up into some buckets, and off to market they go. So these are absolutely wonderful and delicious. Everybody loves a sweet potato. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we take our cuttings, making our slips. We order organic sweet potatoes from Sand Hill Preservation Center. We order them online. You can only get just a few at a time, so it's kind of wise to learn how to overwinter them, how to take some cuttings and slips, and how to stick them in the sand. Some people don't do it like this. You can do things many different ways, but this is how we do it. So I'll take a cutting from the sweet potato that you just saw us in, and I will cut it off. Get rid of that part. Cut that little piece off. And I'm going to stick it in the sand. In a couple of weeks, this will have some roots on it, and we will take it, we'll pot it up, put it in our big greenhouse, and we'll overwinter it. In the springtime, we'll take those out and we'll plant them in the garden. What will happen is as they grow, we'll take cuttings off of those and continue to reroot them and stick them all through the garden so we have a nice, big, long, beautiful sweet potato garden. We love our sweet potatoes. One of our favorites. Okay, so now that's how we start our sweet potatoes, or with the slips, but we cut them and we'll show you how that. Some people do it by they'll take the potato themselves and they'll put it in the sand, just like so, and they'll let the little sprouts start on these, and then they'll take the sweet potato out and they'll plant that in the field and continue to cut off the slips out in the field. So there are many different ways that people like to do it. We found that we like to do it with the slips mostly. It's a lot more inexpensive and it helps to keep your varieties going. We use several different varieties. For the Deep South organic growing, you want nematode resistance, and the #1 nematode resistant one is the Jewel, and then there's the Regal, and then there's also the Centennial. Okay, so here we are in another sweet potato field that we have, and this is an area where we're trying new sweet potato varieties that we've not tried before. We're trying the Sumar, which they say tastes like an Irish potato. We like to try something new every year, and so that's what we're trying new this year, were some of the different sweet potatoes. It's always fun to add a little bit of variety and see what you can do. Another thing is that when you are planting sweet potatoes, normally it takes 4 months from the time that you plant them until the time that you're going to dig them up. That's for most varieties. Always make sure you check on that for whatever variety that you're doing yourself. And this is for Deep South Organic Gardening. Thank you all. Have a good day.